Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is your girl. I decided that I was going to do a 2025 recap video because I have always wanted to do this video because it's my own year in review, and I have always struggled with embracing my accomplishments and really taking them as damn, I did that, instead of being well, you were supposed to do that. So my whole life I have believed that everything I have done I've had to do or was supposed to do, so it doesn't hold the same weight, So without further ado, let's get into the year in review. In January, I was 1 month post-grad and I was feeling pretty good. I was applying to jobs, getting interviews, all of that. I was also focusing on content creation because obviously I got my degree in marketing and I specialized in social media. So I have always loved creating social media content, and so I continued with that. In January of this year, I decided that I was yep, I'm gonna commit to a full year of this. In February, same thing. I was continuing on with content creation. I really wanted to focus on YouTube and growing my channel, which I did succeed at this year. I uploaded one of my favorite videos, Worst Nightmare. That was when, back in February, my heat went out on my mom's birthday, and they sent a repairman that did not know how to do his job, and so we were left without heat for almost an entire weekend. And then we got little space heaters that did nothing, and finally got our furnace fixed. We had to get a full furnace replacement, whatever. So that was a lot of bullshit to kick the year off with. I started blogging in February and I soon stopped after. That was such a quick blip in my life, because I figured if I'm vlogging most weeks or every other week or whatnot, why would I need a blog about my life? You know what I mean? That's just too much. I also started posting on TikTok in February, and I still do that casually now. It's more or less I don't like how oversaturated TikTok is, because it takes such a big moment or something so controversial to become viral. So I don't really appreciate that nonsense. So yeah, I post on TikTok here and there. It's not my main source of content creation. So jumping to March, I got my blessed tattoo on my arm right here. Such an awesome tattoo. I love it so much. That's still my biggest ink tattoo, and I love it so very much. It's so meaningful to me. In March, I also had some job interviews. They were great. Didn't lead anywhere though. And in March was also when I dedicated myself to getting better, physically and mentally, because I was done being in a rut, especially physically, because I had spent so many years just sitting, working on my laptop, not really doing much. And so this year I really focused and decided that this would be the year that I just dedicate to myself, and I felt like I deserved it finally. In April, I came back to YouTube after a mini break. I literally mean such a mini break. I missed 2 uploads, but it felt like such a big deal after I had that talk with myself and I dedicated myself to YouTube this year. So it felt very much like I wasn't committing to myself, and I was I'm just letting myself down literally 3-4 months into this. So I had to give myself a little bit of grace, and I came back to YouTube. During my break, I took some certification courses because I figured that looked better on my resume. And in April is also when I focused on organizing my resume more often and trying to make it stand out among other applicants, because I needed something to work on. In May, I had my most viewed personal video, which was Star Wars night with my sister. Honestly, partying in the city with my sister and my cousin, that was some of the best, that was such a good kickoff to summer. It was such we had talked about days like that when we would all be in our 20s together and we could all actually go out and enjoy being young adults together. And so just having that moment happen felt so awesome and just really truly so special. And then in May, I had to deal with the financial side of post-grad. That was some bullshit. I had to contact my loan servicers, all of that. But with that came some other difficulties, which was now I have to find a job pronto. In June, I began research for my upcoming projects. That was including chasing cases, and it was including brand marketing and all that, because I'm always working on personal branding for myself. And of course, in June, we celebrated Gemini season with my rabbits, my sister, and my cats having birthdays in June. Now getting into July, we had a 4th of July cookout and fireworks. That was fun. I love fireworks. It's just always so cool to see the explosions flying in the sky and like the different colors and all that. I understand it's bad for the environment, but sue me. I got back into being artistic very much so in July. I was just dedicating myself to like trying new things, trying new crafts, new projects, new art styles, new painting types. And I really found like a ton of joy in that. Like, and I didn't expect to, because usually I struggle with art and being artistic and like just letting it naturally flow instead of forcing it. But yeah, it was so nice to just relax and create some art this summer. In July is when I really forced myself to focus on social media and not so much on job searching, and because that's so soul crushing, and I realized it finally in July. And so I've decided that job searching a few times a week is okay, but focusing and forcing yourself to find like 10 to 15, maybe even 20 jobs a day is so just exhausting to your mental health. And I understand that not everyone is in the same boat as me, where I have time where I can take a step back and take a breath to kind of let the economy regulate and let our job market settle a little bit when companies realize that they need people. I understand that that is a luxury, but I'm using that luxury to my advantage. Now let's get into August. That is when I started Chasing Cases. My baby was released. It was awesome. Chasing Cases was received very well, and that made me so happy, and it encouraged me to continue on. It felt great to be like welcomed with open arms into the true crime community. In August, I went to the zoo. That was so fun. I got to feed a giraffe. Look, you can see my giraffe behind me. I got to feed a giraffe, and I will never stop thinking about that day. It was so incredible. And in August, I began working on the current layout of Chasing Cases, because back then it was free-flowing. I went based off of each case. Now in my research, I specifically look for key details, background, specific information to make the cases like cohesive. In September, I had my most viewed Chasing Cases video, which was the high school cyberstalker. And that is the Kendra Lakari, Lauren Lakari story, and that was my most viewed Chasing Cases to date. In September, I saw Marianas Trench in concert, and I also did a video about that. Now that we're getting more close to present day, it's not as exciting to reveal things. And in September, I went fishing for the first time, and it was awesome. I love fishing. Even though I didn't catch anything, it was still just awesome. In October, I saw Daughtry in concert. That was probably another dream concert that I never thought I would be able to see. Now I'm 3-0 for my concerts. Nickelback, Marianas Trench, and Daughtry. Those are like all iconic like dream concerts in my life that I'm so grateful that I got to see. So yes, Daughtry was amazing. In October, I turned 22. That was great too. It felt like just another day. It was weird, but I think it's just because like 21 was built up so big, that because it is such like a monumental like birthday, but 21 made 22 feel like just another day. I reflected on my year and how much I've grown as a person, because that's what I try and do around my birthday. I do a self-inventory type reflection of myself, because I want to see like where I want to improve, what I've improved on since the past, just kind of keeping in check with myself. This October was much different than October of 2024, and that is all I have to say about October. In November, I started working on my goals. I began Christmas gift making and Christmas gift buying. It's so much fun. And I had a great Thanksgiving in November. November was pretty much like a boring month. It was more or less just getting ready for the holidays and all that. More or less getting ready for the end of the year. And December, that is now. I am 1 year post grad. Officially, I want to say tomorrow or something like that. I don't know what day it is. It feels so weird being 1 year post grad, considering I remember being 1 to 3 years away from graduating. Like, when I entered school, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be 21 by the end of this. This will be like so weird. I'll be so old by then. And then I'm done with college, and now I'm a year out of college, and I'm like, damn, I am old now. Last things, I am excited for Christmas and New Year's because those haven't happened yet, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna have a great holiday. I usually do. And honestly, 2026, bring it on. I will be doing another year in review next year because this was a lot of fun to kind of sit down and go through my inventory with you guys. So my only reflections on this year was it was kind of boring, kind of fast, kind of all over the place, kind of hectic, kind of not. Just a kind of year. That's what it was. Just a kind of year. But anywho, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. That was enough of a yap sesh. I hope you guys enjoyed my year in review. I enjoyed making it for you. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I will see you guys in the new year. I will not see you guys next week. So I hope you enjoy your holidays. Stay safe out there. And remember, I love you. You're important. And I'll see you guys next time.